Good morning, everyone. Okay, let's try. Oh, there we are. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cedar Lane. Whether you're joining us here in person or online, it is a joy to gather with you this morning. I am the Reverend Dayna Edwards, and my pronouns are she and her. And visually, I am a short, middle-aged woman with short brown hair and glasses. And I am wearing a lot of colors today. I'm wearing a flowered dress and a stole with a rainbow and a chalice and black boots and tights. A warm welcome to all our guests, whether this is your first time visiting or your 100th time, or you were born and grew up here. You are a part of this beloved community. At Cedar Lane, love works. Yes, love works, and we mean that here. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are from, whatever your life circumstances, your gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, documentation status, or spiritual path, you belong right here now. Your story matters. Your presence is a gift. If you're new or still finding your way, we'd love to connect. Online friends, you can say hello in the chat. And if you are here in person, feel free to raise your hand so we can offer a warm Cedar Lane welcome. If you're here in person, you can raise your hand. Anybody new? Yay! If you're new. We're so glad to have you here this morning. After the service, you are all invited to join us in the fellowship hall for refreshments and conversation. If you are new, you're invited to look for a yellow mug because at Cedar Lane, yellow means hello. And if you have been here for a while, you're welcome to pick up a white mug, and that is also an invitation to say hello to someone new. And as we enter this time of worship, lean into the joy of music and movement in this multi-generational space. Feel free to use the creative listening materials that are available in the back, and know that if you need a moment of care, our caring ministry team is here, led today by Carol Rogentine, who is somewhere. There she is. She is here for you if you need a moment of care. Now, in the spirit of love and connection, if you're joining us online, drop a hello in the chat if you haven't already. And if you're here in person, turn and greet your neighbor and share a warm greeting.
What a perfect way to start off our special Flower Sunday. That was absolutely beautiful, and thank you to Jenny and Susan and all those wonderful voices. Good morning. I am Jessica Sawyer. My pronouns are she and her, and it is a joy to serve as your worship associate today. In our Unitarian Universalist tradition, we light a chalice as a symbol of our shared faith and community. As Kathy Napper and John Gubbings light our chalice here in the sanctuary, we invite those of you joining us online to share in the chat where you are lighting yours from. Please rise in body and/or in spirit and join me in the chalice lighting words. We light this chalice as a symbol of unity and eternity. We celebrate today with flowers, a symbol of diversity and beauty. May we find unity, eternity, diversity, and beauty in each other today and always.
To remain standing, please. We're going to sing a song by Norbert Čapek, which is what this service is about. Number 8 is Mother Earth, Father Spirit. We'll do all 4 of the verses.
Many
As we enter this quiet moment together, I invite you to pause and take a steady, gentle breath in and out. Let your breath anchor you here and now in this circle of care. This is a time to honor the fullness of life, the joys that lift our hearts, the sorrows that weigh heavily, the questions we carry quietly inside. Whatever you bring this morning, know this: you are not alone. You are held here. In our Cedar Lane community, we hold in our hearts David and Betsy Devlin Foltz as they grieve the loss of David's brother, Robert. We celebrate the graduation of Valeria Morant with Jose Morant and his family. Valeria graduated from York College, and I am celebrating my grandson's graduation from NC State. Thank you. Oh, thank you. We hold those who journey through grief and uncertainty, federal workers facing job loss and instability, immigrants seeking safety, trans and non-binary beloveds, women and people of color confronting injustice, those living with illness or disability. We honor their courage. We carry them in love. Our hearts also stretch across the world to hold in prayer all who live under the shadow of war and violence. May peace, however fragile, find a way. And now, in this spirit of compassion and connection, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and speak aloud the names that you carry in your heart, or share them in the chat. Let us hold them in stillness.
Thank you all. What a song of prayer that was. I know this rose will open. And as we gather, as these roses open in this sacred space, we are invited to invest in Cedar Lane's mission and shared life. The offering that we take today and every Sunday is more than just financial support. It's a reflection of our commitment to this community and the values that we strive to live out. Love, justice, welcome, and care. Cedar Lane depends on each of us. Your generosity sustains our worship programs, our partnerships, and our ability to grow in faith and in service so that we can open and blossom like a beautiful rose. Whether you make a one-time gift or support today's Share the Plate partner or fulfill your annual pledge, every contribution helps to strengthen our community and to extend our reach. This morning, we are proud to share the plate with MoCo Pride, and Lee Blinder is here to share a few words about this amazing organization.
Thank you so much. It's really wonderful to be here, and a very happy Pride to everybody. Can I hear a happy Pride? All right. Wonderful. As mentioned, my name is Lee Blinder. I use they, them pronouns, and I am the executive director of Trans Maryland, which is a very proud member of the MoCo Pride family. I also am the chair of the Maryland Commission on LGBTQI+ affairs. In that capacity, I am the first openly transgender chair of any Maryland commission. I'm also the first non-binary chair of any, or openly non-binary chair of any Maryland commission. So it is always my hope when I share things like that, that we will have fewer and fewer moments where folks are sharing that they are the first, as we will feel comfortable in being our authentic selves in all spaces. So I did want to take a moment and just note that while it is Pride Month and that's such a celebratory time, and I will get to the importance of really getting down into and knowing our joy, I do want to say that it is a state of the emergency really for the trans community, right now. We are facing an immense attack really from the federal government and from those who are inspired by this administration to unfortunately not embrace folks living their authentic selves, and who really find and are seeking to find a way to eliminate folks, transgender people, from public life. That makes the work that Trans Maryland does, and certainly MoCo Pride family more broadly, of extreme importance. I know that that's work that y'all here at Cedar Lane really embrace and are doing everything that you can in your work, in your connections with one another, to support transgender people, non-binary people, gender expansive people, and their families and loved ones. And I can tell you a little bit about Trans Maryland and how we have existed and then what we're doing. We are a multiracial, multigender community power building organization for Maryland's trans community. We are in our 7th year. Our team is literally right now at Tacoma Park Pride. We were planning to be at Annapolis Pride yesterday, but they have postponed due to weather until the fall. So today is the first Pride of the year that we're at Tacoma Park, just a little ways away. And in addition to tabling at events and showing up to provide resources to folks, we offer several programs. We run the state's largest name and gender marker change program, where we assist people with these steps on a peer-to-peer basis. And we also cover the costs if folks can't afford it. So that's where donations really come into play. The court filing fee is $165. So for example, if we have $10,000, that helps just over 33 people cover their court costs. We have had over 2,000 folks apply to our programs, and we have assisted over 1,000 of those people to secure a court order of name and/or gender marker change. So as you see, the costs are significant, and we do what we can to make sure that anybody who has a need can have access to their authentic name and/or gender marker. Unfortunately, gender markers are a little bit harder to change and possible right now at the federal level for most people, but we still want folks to be able to utilize their names, and in the state of Maryland, folks can change their gender marker on IDs, because one of the other pieces that we work on is policy. We passed the name and gender marker change process, the gender marker change process in 2019, which added the X marker. Thank you. We led the coalition to add the X marker for Maryland IDs, driver's licenses, and permits, and we also made gender self-select on those. Before, you had to have a note from your medical provider, which, is a weird thing to ask your doctor for if you've never done that. And it's really an outdated practice, so we wanted to modernize that. We were policy-wise unable this year to pass usually we get one trans bill a year, and we were unable to pass that bill, the Birth Certificate Modernization Act, which would have matched those same protections that we have in state IDs to the birth certificate process. And that's really something that's deeply, deeply upsetting to me, that those in positions of power, authority, and privilege were unable to recognize the state of emergency for trans people. We were not the only community who did not receive the kind of protection we would want to have in our policy and from our leadership. And the immigrant community, the disability community, we're all seeing very similar challenges. Trans people are part of both of those communities. We did the Maryland Trans Survey in 2023, and that one reflected almost 50% of respondents, 49.9% responded that they identified as a disabled person in addition to being transgender. So we have a significant portion of overlap. We also help folks who have been seeking asylum in the U.S. To achieve a name and gender marker change as well. So the intersections in our communities exist, and we help folks, through those. We also have a peer-to-peer support group that meets weekly, and that group is now available to over 1,000 Marylanders around the state. So that's just a little snippet of what we do at Trans Maryland. We really rely on folks assisting us. We have had and been so lucky to have so many people who have either helped us, whether it be financially, by tabling, with us at Pride, or sometimes just opening a door and inviting us in, making us be possible to access a table that we hadn't been able to access before. And those folks have really been the folks who have enabled us, like I said, to impact this change. And this action is going to be increasingly important in the days to come and the years to come. As you all know, this administration is not going to take lightly our needs, and they are very committed to making our lives as difficult as possible. So we're counting on folks like you to help us through that. I know, and here's the joy part, I know that we are going to win because cisgender people make most of the trans people, actually, so thank you. And they continue to do so. I'm like, y'all don't like us, but you make so many of us. So we will continue to exist. We've existed since the beginning of time. We will exist until the end of time. And there will always be trans people as part of this world and part of communities like yours where we can be celebrated, and we're so grateful for that. So thank you for helping us. I want to say to any trans people or families of trans people, please continue to find and seek joy. Nothing pisses off the people who don't like us more than us reveling in ourselves and our authenticity and who we are. Just know that we are here, and every time you feel joy, they lose. And that is the very key and simple part of it. So keep being yourselves, keep taking good care of one another, and thank you again for having me here and for all the support that you offer to this community.
Our offering will now be gratefully given and received. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Bell Choir. The Flower Communion is a Unitarian Universalist celebration created by Czech Unitarian ministers Dr. Norbert and Mája Čapek, who founded the modern Unitarian movement in the Czech Republic. They introduced this special service to their church in June 1923.
Dr. Čapek was born on June 3rd, 1870, in what was then Czechoslovakia. He became a reporter during World War I, and later he came to the United States, where he served in Army intelligence during the war.
Norbert met and married Mája in New York, where they both became Unitarians. They returned to Prague in 1921 and founded the Unitarian Church with the help of the American Unitarian Association. Mája was ordained in 1926.
The church flourished with large congregations and an active children's program. The Prague church services consisted of lectures and sometimes music. The Čapeks felt that the lectures alone were kind of dry and boring.
They weren't wrong.
Yeah. They saw the need for a symbolic ritual that would bring people closer together as a religious community. Thus, they created the Flower Communion service.
For this service, everyone was asked to bring a flower to the congregation. And during the service, members would place their flowers inside a large vase. And toward the end of the service, each person would take a different flower from the vase. The Flower Communion soon became one of their significant services. Under the inspiring leadership of the Čapeks, this new liberal religious movement flourished in Prague and elsewhere in the county. And when Mája came to the United States in the spring of 1940, she introduced the Flower Communion to the Unitarians at First Parish Church in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
And when it became clear that the Nazis would invade Czechoslovakia, Dr. Čapek's friends urged him to leave the country. His wide reputation as a religious liberal, his activities as a hymn writer, newspaper editor, preacher, and teacher put him in a dangerous position. But he refused to leave. When the Nazis took control of Prague in 1940, they found Dr. Čapek's gospel of the inherent worth and beauty of every human person to be, as the Nazi court records show, too dangerous to the Reich for him to be allowed to live.
In March 1941, Čapek and his youngest daughter were arrested by the Gestapo for the crimes of listening to the BBC and high treason, and sent to Dresden prison. Later, he was transferred to a concentration camp where he was killed in October 1942.
Before his death, Čapek's courage in the face of torture and starvation was a source of inspiration to his fellow prisoners. He organized the Flower Communion in prison as well. After the war, survivors testified that the Unitarian minister could not have been sent to a place where he was more needed. Fortified by his words and example, they held on despite the grim agonies of the camp, which has lived in history as a horrible example of the brutality and inhumanity of the Nazi regime. When the news of Dr. Čapek's death reached America in 1945, the then president of the American Unitarian Association, Dr. Frederick May Elliott, wrote, "Another name is added to the list of heroic Unitarian martyrs by whose death our freedom has been bought."
Dr. Čapek's message of human hope and decency and his sacrificial commitment to justice and liberation lives on through the Flower Communion. Let us honor this tradition today, remembering the spirit of unity, diversity, and beauty of our shared humanity that it represents.
And now the children will come forward with our flowers. The Unitarian Universalist Flower Communion, which we are about to celebrate, gives concrete expression to the human affirming principles of our liberal faith, an act of joy as resistance. The significance of the flower communion is that as no two flowers are alike, so no two people are alike. Yet each has a unique contribution to make. Together, the different flowers form a beautiful bouquet, or several beautiful bouquets. Our common bouquet would not be the same without the unique addition of each individual flower, just as our congregation would not be the same without each and every one of you. We are united in our diversity. We are better together.
Let us come together in a spirit of reflection with this adapted prayer of consecration by Dr. Čapek. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask your blessings on these flowers. Your messengers of fellowship and love, may they remind us amid diversities of knowledge and gifts to be one in desire, affection, and devotion to your holy will. May we cherish friendship as one of our most precious gifts. May we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do your will in this world. And may the flowers we have shared today remind us that all are precious and beautiful, each their own unique and special way. May this garden flourish and may it bless the world. And together, may we create an amazing bouquet. May all of us be guided always by the transforming power of love. Amen, and blessed be.
Amen. It's time now for us to share in this flower communion. I ask that each of you in turn approach the communion vase, and as you do so quietly and reverently, with a sense of how important it is for each of us to address our world and one another with gentleness and justice and love. I ask that you select a flower different from the one you brought, one that particularly appeals to you. And as you take your chosen flower, noting its particular shape and beauty, please remember to handle it carefully. It is a gift that someone else has brought to you. It represents that person's unique humanity and therefore deserves your kindest, gentlest touch. I invite you to come through the middle aisle, and then it's going to be a little bit tricky, but if you can, go back on the outward aisle. And if you can't because you're over here, just turn around and go back the way it came. Let us share in this Unitarian Universalist ritual of oneness and love. Thank you for sharing all in that beautiful ritual, for sharing your beautiful flowers with one another, and for choosing one so delicately and kindly. May you take these flowers into the world today and feel the beauty and uniqueness of each person that you contact.
Well, Dayna, did you know that at Cedar Lane, announcements, they aren't just updates.
They aren't.
No,
What?
they are invitations.
Invitations. That's amazing.
We are inviting you to connect, to show up, and to live out the values in real ways. These are opportunities to grow in community, to deepen your faith, and to make a difference. Does that sound good?
Yes, let's do
Sounds
it.
good.
And you can start by attending the annual meeting at 12 p.m. right here in this sanctuary after service. You can join us in person, which is encouraged, or you can join us online. We will be electing a new board and a nominating and leadership development committee, and we will approve the 2025-2026 budget and honoring a generous gift from a longtime member of Cedar Lane.
Ooh. And we won't even lock the doors and keep you here. But we do expect you to return. Oh my goodness, this one makes me so happy. Did you know that the summer makerspace registration is now open? Boo, 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 boo. It is gonna be so cool. It's gonna be just like super amazing. It's a space for you to just be creative. And it's Sunday, June 8th through July 27th from 10:45 to 11:45 in the Chalice House. I'm gonna say this really slowly because we have a culture here at Cedar Lane. It's called We Do Not RSVP. But please, please, for the love of everything holy, RSVP.
RSVPing helps us know how many people to plan for, but certainly if you just come on Sunday morning, you're more than welcome to just...
You're welcome, as always. But it would be great to have enough stuff for all the children who are coming.
Yeah.
And if you are creative or like a little chaos in your life, makerspace volunteers are needed. Yay! Who's ever volunteered at a makerspace before? Raise your hand. It's not bad. It's a lot of fun, right? Yes. We finally let the inner child out and no one says you're doing it wrong. It's perfect. Got some trauma to heal, go to a makerspace.
So as it was already said, but I want to say Happy Pride.
Happy Pride!
You all are welcome to walk with us in our World Pride Parade in DC on Saturday, June 7th, and we'll join a huge Unitarian Universalist contingent of people. They're expecting over 100 Unitarian Universalists, and we will proudly march together as Cedar Lane contingent there. So please do sign up through the e-news, or you can see Nicole if you want to know more.
And have you ever wondered how to get one of those cool Cedar Lane t-shirts? How do you do it? Show up, volunteer. This is one of those times you can get a t-shirt. Who wants a t-shirt? You know you do. Don't act shy. You know you want one. And after and during that same day, if you are looking for a space, if you are a woman or a person who identifies as a woman or, femme, woman, whatever, women in the broadest sense of the term.
Very broadest sense. If you believe you are a woman in your heart.
That's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what's happening? Love and Consciousness, a retreat for women. It's from 9 to 1 in the fellowship hall. You get to disconnect from chaos and be in a collective of other women who are wanting to step into the deep waters of themselves. Join for a time of remembering through healing powers of intuition, embodiment, and meditative self-exploration. And then, as is the Cedar Lane way, they will eat together.
Yes.
It's a potluck lunch, so register on Realm.
Yes. And did you have a question, Avery? Yes.
Yes, you can go.
Do you feel as though you're a woman in your heart?
Do you feel like you're a girl growing into a woman?
Yeah?
All right.
Come on. You are welcome to go, as long as your parent says it's okay. So we have lots of different energies and vibes happening this weekend and next, and so I'm so hopeful you will join us for whatever vibe and energy you're feeling next weekend. And we will close with words from Norbert Čapek. In the name of Providence, which plants within the seed of the future of the tree and instills within our hearts the longing to live in love. In the name of the sages and the great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of peace and justice, let us renew our commitment to be true siblings, regardless of any barriers that separate us. May we be strengthened in this resolution, knowing that we are one family. Knowing that we are united by the spirit of love as we strive for a more perfect and more joyful life. Go in peace, go making peace. Live gently, love mightily, and bow to the mystery. Amen.